Let's see, what do we want the camera? Right there. Alright, hello everybody and welcome to the stream. Give me a second here, I gotta adjust my camera so I'm not on the side of the camera there. That's good. There we go, it's a little better. So, today we are playing Need for Speed Unbound. And I am playing story mode. Now this isn't the start of it. I've been playing for a few days now. I bought the game on Friday and today is Monday, and I've played a little bit each day. Put quite a few hours in Friday and quite a few Saturday also. Not much yesterday, just a couple hours, but I don't know, maybe like 15%, 20% way through the game, the story mode anyway. So we can get started here. I will show you a couple of the cars that I got. The first one is this Lancer here, and I won this car in one of the races. Fixed it up a little bit, put a wrap on it. It's a nice car. I like it. It's an A+ car. I'll show you all my rides here. Make sure I'm talking. Okay. Alright, so this is the Lancer. I've been running this quite a bit. I like it. It has just enough traction, but not too much, so you can still drift around the corners if you need to. I have put some extra parts on it, so it is a little bit faster than when you first get it. This is the Nissan 370Z Heritage Edition. Now, I bought this car because I needed an A car for some of the races, but it did pop up that you could win this car in one of the races, but you had to have an A car in order to do the race. And I had previously bought it before I knew it came up in races. So I skipped that race. Then this is the Cuda. I won this car in a race. It is a B car, so it's the level of cars that you start out with in the game. So the lowest class of car. I was running a 77 Trans Am. I since then sold it once I won this one, because this one I just like driving it a lot better than the Trans Am. It handles better around the corners, drifts a little bit better than the Trans Am did. The Trans Am, I won a lot of races with it, but this one it feels better when I'm driving it. So I got rid of the Trans Am and I kept this one and put some money into the game, that I got for the Trans Am. I think I bought some parts for this and got ready for my next race. This one I bought also because it was an A+ car and you needed it to play the A+ races. Now, shortly after I bought the car, I would say maybe 2-3 days in the story mode, and I can kind of explain that to you in a minute. I bought this one because I had A+ races that I could race, but I needed a car for it. This was one of the cheaper cars, but it had the best top speed and the best 0 to 60. So I bought it, I picked it up, and then I ended up winning the Lancer. So since I won the Lancer, I haven't used this very much, so it's just a little bit above basic, but I don't have much money into it. Now this truck here, the Land Rover Defender, I haven't even driven it yet. I probably should just to check it out. It is a A+ car. But ranked as an A, I don't quite understand how they do that. So maybe it's got some parts on it that brought it down to an A, because they did something to it. So I haven't driven it yet. I don't know why it's considered an A car, but an A+ up there. I don't know. It was free. Haven't, like I said, haven't really driven it yet. Only had like 1 or 2 races where I could drive it so far, and I chose to drive a different car instead. So I haven't even checked it out yet. But you do win this race at the end of the first week in story mode. If you win the qualifier for the first week, you get this car and 40 grand. But it's actually really only 20 grand because you had to pay 20 grand to get into the race. So this car and 20 grand was the prize for winning first place in the qualifier. So those are the cars that I have so far. My favorite cars to drive right now is the first 3 you see here. So the Lancer for A+, the Nissan 370Z for A, and the Cuda for B class. Funnest cars that I've driven so far for those classes. So we are continuing on. It's week 2 in the story mode. I'm on Thursday. So basically I have the qualifier on Saturday. The car I'll be using is this Lancer, so I've been trying to get it souped up as much as possible. And I need a 50 grand buy-in, which, ooh, that's what the little camera thing covers up. I might have to move that. Why don't we do that now, because I'm going to need to be able to see that. I'm at 49,600. So I only got a couple $100 that I need, and I'll get that in this race right here. I actually bought some parts for the Lancer. That's why I dropped below that 50,000, because I had over 50,000. But it's a fun car to drive. Let's take a second here so I can move my camera and make it so I can see my heat level and my money. So let's do this. Alright, I used to know how to do this. So broadcast. So let's try the camera here. I know it looks like I'm looking in the wrong direction. If I decide to keep it here, I can always flip the view in a little while so it doesn't look like I'm staring at the corner of the TV. But we're going to get into some racing here real quick. Just wanted to go through my cars with you guys. It's been a while since I streamed, so I do want to advertise this real quick and let people know I'm playing again and on a new game. So please bear with me. It should just take a few seconds here. Alright, so I gotta remember how I did this. So that wasn't it. There we go. If I can spell it here, would be good. Alright, so I think that'll do it. Check here, make sure it's posted. Alright. So that is done. Thank you for the patience, everybody. Alright, so no, I'm procrastinating here. Gotta be in the right mood for this game because it can get pretty intense. Some of the cop chases, some of the races. Now, I do play on the easiest mode. They have 3 modes that you can play on. There's like an easy mode and like a normal mode, and then a harder mode. They call them something else. I forget what they call them exactly or specifically, but I play on the easy mode because I want to have fun with the game. I don't want to be sitting here yelling at the game because because I'm coming in last every race, or I'm getting busted by the cops all the time and losing my money. So I will say on easy mode, the cop chases are still good, especially if you're up to 4 or 5 heat. They can still be challenging. I've never been busted yet though. Came close a couple times, but never been busted, and I've been in a couple 5 heat chases. With a couple of them, I luckily just got away and hid real quick before they called in all the reinforcements. And there was one that I had to get out of because I think I crashed, and there were 2 or 3 cars on me, but I was able to shoot past them and hit the NOS and get out of there, and I eventually lost them. That one was, I think, yesterday, and that was the most difficult one so far, but I have never been busted. So easy mode. The cop chases are still challenging, they're still fun, but I don't know, I probably should have been busted a couple times and I wasn't. So that's a perk of doing the easy mode. If I don't have a lot of money on me, it's not a big deal. But if you're losing 25 grand, because some of these races will boost up your heat real fast, so you got to kind of watch that. And Some of them you have to have like a 3-star heat in order to start the race. And then at the end of the race, they give you like another level, level and a half of heat. And now you're at 4.5 or 5, depending on where you were when you started the race. And, you got 25, 30 grand in your pocket, and you're racing to get back to the safe house or the garage. And, that would kind of piss me off if I got busted and I lost 30 grand for one of my nights that I need to buy the car, soup it up, and then qualify for the race on Saturday. Although I do think if you end up losing the race, they do have a certain, depending on what level you're playing in difficulty, they do have a certain number of times you can restart the race. Most of them on the easy mode is you can redo it up to 10 times. I think normal mode is like 4 or 5 times. I'm not sure what hard mode is because I didn't even look at it. I like to be challenged, but I don't like to be foaming at the mouth challenged, I guess you could say. I like to have fun with the games. Games are supposed to be fun, and I will edit my YouTube description or bio at some point and put that quote in there, because a lot of people lose sight of that. They're all about the challenge of the game and proving that they're the best, and that doesn't have to be the case. Games are supposed to be fun. And I like to have fun in the games. So sometimes making them too challenging just ends up pissing you off more than it should, especially with me. And you lose sight of having fun in the game. So with a lot of my games now, I took it back to easy mode, and I just have fun with it instead of trying to beat myself up every day with the challenges. So alright, enough of me talking. Let's get to some gameplay. Now, I guess one thing before I start is you can see my character there, and I really wasn't happy when I saw the previews and the clips before the game came out with the animated characters. I thought it was going to be super cheesy putting those kind of characters in here with realistic looking cars and everything else. And it is kind of cheesy, but I don't mind it as much as I thought I was going to. I thought it was really going to throw the game off, and it really doesn't have that much of an impact on the game. You only see your character basically when you're in the garage, or they show a quick glimpse at the beginning of a race if you don't skip it, which you can. They do a cutscene once in a while, and you'll see a character here and there. It's kind of cheesy. I'm not a big cartoon character, video game type person. I'm into the more realistic type games. And this ain't bad though. I got used to it, and it doesn't really take away from the game. Even the little smoke coming from the cars and the little effects that they put in there when you hit the knobs or go over jump, wings come out. I still think it's cheesy, but it adds a little flair to the game, and really I got used to it, and it's kind of cool to go through and find one that, here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Go under style, you go to driving effects, driving effects, tags. Now these are the ones I have open. So it'll show like a little symbol on top of the car when you do something, and then that's the color of the smoke when you do a burnout, and the nitrous coming out the exhaust when you hit the NOS. It adds a little flair to it. I thought I was gonna absolutely hate it, but you get used to it, and it's actually not too bad. It adds a little flair to the game. Some of the stuff is a little cheesy, but is actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be, and I've gotten used to it. So just a heads up for any gamers out there that were dreading the effects like I was. I thought it was absolutely going to suck, and it's actually really not that bad. You get used to it. You know what? You were supposed to be able to turn these off. Let's there really is no spot to turn them off unless it's in settings somewhere, which it could be. I haven't looked because, like I said, I got used to it. It's really not that bad. So I would have to look under settings and see if you can turn the tags off. Now they do have vanity items like, you know, different horns, ground effects underneath the car, which they call underglow, and air suspension options. You have to buy those, so none of my cars have them on yet because I'm sticking all my money into the races and the cars. You can adjust the tone of your exhaust and the sound of your car on this screen, and it's free. I really don't worry about it too much. Or you can buy like sound, you unlock sound packs actually. So these are the ones I have unlocked. You can turn it off. I have the creature one equipped right now. It actually sounds pretty cool. So that's kind of that. You can sell your rides. Like I said, I had a 77 Trans Am that I sold. There is plenty of rides that you can buy, but I know at this point in the game, I don't have the money to buy a lot. Pretty much when you're done with the story mode, I think, and you're just running, excuse me. You do have enough money to buy one car here and there, but normally you got to buy a car that you need for that level so that you can race, unless you end up winning it. And then you got to buy the parts for it to make it a little faster and all that. So I haven't got into buying a lot of extra cars and things like that yet. I think after, you know, you get most of the way through the story mode, or you beat the story mode and you're just running around racing and stuff at that point, you'll have plenty of money at that point to buy the cars. But right now, with having the buy-in at the end of the week, you know, like you have to have the car and then the buy-in of 50 grand. And when you win that race, you win a Crown Victoria. So you just don't have a lot of extra money in the beginning, I guess is my point. But I'm on week 2 right now. And also it depends on what kind of races you do and how long you stay out. Now, when you race during the day, the heat that you accumulate carries over to at night. So if I get like a level 3 heat, so I get 3 little flames, during the day, when I start out at night, I'm going to have, you know, a level 3 heat. So then you do a race or two and all of a sudden you're up to level 5. So you really got to kind of watch how much you stay out during the day, and you got to watch your heat level at night for sure. So in the beginning, I was like making 10 to 12 grand, and I was running back to the garage because I'd hit like level 2.5 or level 3 heat. This week, that was like in week 1. In week 2 here, some of the races you can win a little bit more money, a little bit faster, but you do have to have some cash on hand in order to buy into the races. So I don't know, it works out, but you don't make a ton of money right away unless you're running around with a level 5 heat and you're doing every single race that's available. But you do have to remember, if you get busted, you lose all that money. So normally when I get up to a level 3 heat, I start looking for a garage. Unless there's a race, you know, that required a level 3 heat and you could like win a car or a huge amount of money, then I go and I do that race and then I head back to the garage. So let's see what we got here. So right now we have a 0 heat, so we can run it up to like level 2. So we're going to look for some bigger money races here. Now if you look, these symbols here, especially the one with the money sign by it, is going to be your big money races. Now there's a drift race here for 5,000, which I'm not doing any drift races. I didn't do very well at the one that I did, although I think I had the wrong car for it. The Lancer, I'd probably do a lot better at it, but that's only the 5,000 reward race. So the 2 other races we have here, so it's a $3,000 buy-in, but you can see what you can win on the bottom. As long as you don't come in last, you're making money off of it. So that's a good thing. Actually, well, you got to hit at least 6th place or above. 7th place, you just get your money back. So this is a Corner King race. It's basically kind of like a sprint race with a lot of corners in it. So that one's not too bad. I actually kind of like that one. We'll probably hit that one first. It does give you a flame and a half of heat. So you'll be at 1.5 levels of heat at the end of that race. So I'm going to kind of plan out my races here. So this is the other one I was thinking of doing. This is a $6,000 buy-in, but as long as you come in 6th place or above, which I can normally do, I normally end up in the top 3. Actually, lately, even if I don't make top 3, I retry the race, because my cars are good enough where I can get in that top 3. I normally end up in the top 3 somewhere. I do win races, but not all of them. Definitely not all of them. I would say I only win maybe 40% of the races. The rest I settle for top 3. So this one's a $6,000 buy-in, and you win $12,000 if you win the whole race. So the reward there is $6,000, you know, tops. The reward here is $9,000 tops. So this is definitely a race we want to do. Let's see what else is available. Now this race here, if you win 1st place, it's a little over $3,000 that you win. So, and it's a drift event, so I don't like it. Let's see what we got going on here. Kind of a same thing. Win 1st place and you win $3,000. And it's a speed race. Track looks fairly easy, although I don't know what's covered up down there. This one, you win 1st place, you get $4,000, but you only break even unless you're in the top 3. Now this race, you don't have to put any money in, and it's a $3,000 reward, so that's not bad. But and it's a low risk. It only, well, gives you a 1.5 level heat. So this one would be $3,000 if you win 1st place, and it's a lower heat. So if you got the money, this would probably be the race. Let's see what's over here. So this is 1 flame again. There's no risk of losing any money. As long as you race, you come home with money. And it's a low heat. It's only 1 flame. So that's actually not too shabby. So I like that one. And I like this one here. This one's not bad either. It's a chance to win $6,000. Two, three. Alright, so I think what we're gonna do is we want to do, at least for me, I do my big money races last, so I'm not running around with all that money. So I think I'm going to do 3 races here. I'm going to do this one up here. Low risk, only 1 flame of heat, and you know, you can win $3,000 from it. Then I'm going to do these 2 down here, or at least this one. I don't know if I'll do the second one or not, because remember, you do carry over that heat into the night. So I could always maybe find a different race at night where, you know, I don't run up my heat so much, because I'll be at 2.5 with the first 2 races that I'm going to do. And I could maybe just switch over tonight at that point and not risk running, you know, 5 stars during a race. So let's do this one first. Nice, easy race. We should be set up. Let's see.
Hey, you.
Now there's different views. I like this one.
He's not a very good guy.
Tell me something I don't know.
First, though, I have a big mid-season cliffhanger. Turns out, he used to race. Was really good. Won a few events under the name Lil A.
Well, Yaz never mentioned that.
Go figure. But Lil gave it all up 10 years ago tonight.
Hold on. 10 years ago? How old is he?
It gets wilder. He quit after he took on the Lakeshore champ in one big race. Risked it all, lost it all, and never raced again. Guess who the champ was? Guess! Rydell!
Wait, seriously?
Nah, can you imagine? Alec is actually Rydell's arch nemesis, sitting in his lair, plotting from the beginning.
Taz! Jeez.
He's just some low-life ex-racer who never really made it pay, and now he's into some shady shit. Lil A. You are so gullible. Peace.
Alright, so I don't have a heat level right now. So the other cool thing about this game, and they've had it in past games, is there is collector's items that you can run around and find. And there also is billboards that you can smash. So for some reason they made these little stupid bears, and you run around and collect them. Gives you 250 for each, and then when you finish a challenge like that just popped up on the screen there, they give you an extra reward. Alright, so let's hit this race up. So once you click on the race, it'll let you select what car you want to use if you have more than one car in that class. If you only have one car, it will just start the race. So this one's going to be a lot of twists and turns, but like I said, low heat, and you're guaranteed to win some money. So these are the 2 cars that I can use in race. One is the truck, which I've never used yet, which I'm not really trying to, and my Nissan. Now you can make side bets. Now if you bet like the bottom 3, bottom 4 maybe, You got a pretty good chance of winning. If you bet the top 3, you better be on your game because they will give you a run for your money. Boost I normally beat. I always beat Ross at the bottom. Chilton's not much harder to beat. Delray can give you a run for your money every once in a while. But she's not too hard to beat either. Because this has so many twists and turns, I'm going to play it safe. And we're going to go for the 250 here. I could bet higher and then just hit the retry button. But like I said, if I make top 3, I like to move on. Now this little white bar, when you start out, if you get the speedo RPMs up there, you take off a lot faster. It took me a while to figure that out. Actually, I think I saw it in somebody else's video. Ugh. I think I'm talking too much. That sucked. Although it's my first race of the day, so. Ooh. I did not mean to do that to her. But it works for me. Now this is a Need for Speed, so there's traffic in here that you got to deal with. I normally don't like using all my boost at once unless I'm on... Ooh, shit, I gotta quit talking. Unless I'm on a big straightaway, or I get slowed down really hard like that. Alright, I'm gonna kind of screw around and go through the gas station because I've been passing that one constantly. Oh, that dude. Oh, that screwed me up. That guy must have hit that car and sent it into my lane. Oh, I'm doing horrible at this race. Well, I'm in 4th, so I guess it's not that bad, but like I said, I like to take 3rd or higher. Although, depending on the race, sometimes I will settle for less. I thought that turn was going to be a lot more than it was. Slowed down a little too much there.
Careful, I still got time to pass. I thought we were friends.
Alright, so we came in 3rd. I'll take it. My first race of the day, so that was just a warm-up. But I'll take 3rd place and 2,300 plus my 250 bet. So altogether, I'll get 2,600 for free. Just a little bit of heat added to me. So we'll take it. Move on. So now I got one level of heat, which isn't bad. I really don't start worrying about my heat till I'm up to level 3. But once again, I am playing on easy mode, so. Alright. Now, even though there was no cops around me, they start me out in a cop chase. Which I find kind of crappy. But at level 1, they're pretty easy to get rid of.
Everyone converge on Griffith Parkland. We just lost the suspect there.
This says we lost him. Pursuit ending.
Alright, so I escaped them. Pretty easy stuff there. We're going to pull off the road here. There's a little dirt road. I'm sure this is going to be used in races eventually. Alright, let's take a look at our map, see where we are. So we're up here. And we want to do this race down here. We definitely want to do this one first. So let's do that. Now we're only at level 1 heat, so if we see any cops, we just gotta get out of their view fast enough and they won't chase us. Which we can do in this car. This car is actually pretty nice. I got it decked out with all the parts that'll boost your speed and stuff. It's got pro level parts in it. I haven't unlocked the super parts yet. There's like 4 different levels of parts that you can unlock, and I've only unlocked the first levels open at the beginning. The second level you have to open up, which is pro, and I did open those. I think that ran $7,500. Ooh. That ran $7,500 to unlock the second level of parts, which you do that by upgrading your garage. But the next level to open up, I believe, is like 50 grand, and I do not have the money for that. And to buy into the race at the same time, so. Alright, we're gonna stay behind this guy just because I don't want to get in a cop chase right now before we even get to the race. Alright, so it's not the cop in front of me that was spotting me, it was the one that drove by on the other side of the street.
Is that the suspect we're after?
The guy on the other side of the street saw me.
Perps and a Nissan.
This is dispatch. That perp we're after was last spotted at Wills Hill Drive.
So we'll see if we can get rid of these guys real quick. Now that's where we're going, but we can't go in if we're in their view. If you get out of their view, you can go in. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Alright. So this is the event we want. $3 grand buy-in. If I get first place, we win 12 grand. If not, you win whatever you see there, minus your 3,000 that you used to buy in. So we're going to do this one first. And these are the 2 cars we can choose, either the Mustang, the convertible Mustang, or the Lancer. I'm going to choose the Lancer. because I have more money into it. Alright, so they predict I'm going to come in third, which probably ain't far off. Now, Ross and Maya, I'd probably be able to beat, no problem at all. Obi I can normally beat, but Jessica, Cha-Cha, and Harlow, those would be my challenges. So I think we're going to bet Obi and just make sure we beat him. If we don't beat him, we'll do a retry. So let's do that and start the event. So for this race, we will be in the Lancer. Got a text here. Alright, so once again, we want to hit that white spot. If you don't hit that white spot, you can use a burst of Nas and you'll catch up to them, but you will be towards the back of the pack. Now, if you just press the Nas button and let it go right away, so you just tap it, it just does a short boost. But you can hold the Nas button down on a straightaway and get a nice big boost going on.
We're chasing down the suspects right now. These cars are smashing into each other.
Now, you don't have to drift around every corner, but there is some that you do, like that one. Oh, why is this dude trying to go straight? Or is that a cop? That might be an interceptor. No, it's a race car. So far we're doing good as long as we don't crash. You want to drift so that you make the corner, but not too much, or it slows you down. Normally you only have to drift around the tight corners. So like this one here. Give it a little boost. And there's the finish line, so we're going to hold the Nas down. And boom, first place. I wasn't expecting that. That was a race I never did before, so it was good that we took first right off the bat. So I won $9 grand from the race because there was a $3,000 buy-in, and then I won my side bet of $700. So I raked in $9,700 in profit in that race. We're going to continue. My heat's going to go up to 2.5, which isn't bad. I could probably put in one more race if I want to before I head back. I just have to be a little more careful about the cops. So let's see what we got left here. We are down here. So what was this race again? So that's only like $3 grand, and it's a drift event. I don't like those. Right here again. So this race is $3 grand. It's a drift race. This one's a $6,000 buy-in, but if you win first place, you bank $6 grand. Now that last drift race, you don't win much of anything, so I'm not even worried about it. So if I go to this race and I race it, when I come out, I'll be at 3.5 flames for the heat level. Let's do it. Hopefully I can take another top prize. Ooh, there's a cop. Now you can crash through a lot of stuff in this game, but certain things like the cement along the freeway, you cannot crash through that. No cement, no, brick walls, but a lot of the rails and trees and stuff like that you can crash through. Alright, so now the Lancer is an A+ car, so this race is an A car, so we're going to have to go back to the Nissan. Now they're thinking I'm going to win the race, so the side bets here aren't very high. Well, we have to take at least 6th place in order to get our money back. So we definitely want to be in the top 3 so we make a decent amount of cash. So we're gonna bet. I think we're gonna bet boost here. Let's do that. So it'll be an extra $300 if we get in the top 3 and we beat boost. Alright, we want them RPMs right in that level.
I'm looking forward to this.
So of course you got to go through these little light things, so you can't just cut across the track completely, but you can take shortcuts when they're available. Ooh, we got cops. Hopefully he doesn't screw this up for me. And it looks like he crashed off. Kicked out. I would have caught him if I wouldn't have kicked out like that. I hit the boost just a little too early. So after this turn here, we are going to hit our boost. Save a little bit. Ooh, I hate these tunnels. I flipped over last time. Get it?
What's up? I'm coming through.
I hate these tunnels. Alright, I think we came in second. Yes, we did. I'll take that because I don't like that tunnel. The first tunnel I went through, I flipped over and it ended me up in 7th place right before the finish line. And I was in like 2nd. So, yeah. Alright, so we're going to continue on. Now my heat is up to 3.5 levels. So we are going to, I should have some money on me too. So I think we're going to find a safe house. I don't think any of the races that are left, I think they're only like $3,000 or something like that. So that's not worth losing the 20 grand that we have on us. So yeah, I got 18 grand on me. We're just going to hit a safe house. Because remember, we carry over our heat from the daytime to the nighttime. So we want to hit a safe house real quick. Alright, I don't have any boost available right now, so I really got to be careful I don't get trapped in a corner here until I get some of my boost back. Oh, and these cops just keep coming. The heat's up on the freeway, so we're going to go underneath them. Now, if you drive through the gas stations, you get your boost back and your car fixed. Alright, so we're good on boost right now. And we're almost at the garage. I should say safe house. Alright, so now what this is going to do when we go back into our safe house is it's going to deposit our money from our pocket into our bank. So like the $18,000 in the upper right hand side of the screen is in our pocket, and then the green side, the $49,000, is what's in my bank. So it's going to combine those two numbers together and it's going to put it in the green slot, which is the bank. But it erases the daytime now. So next time we leave the garage, it's going to be nighttime with all new races. So now we're at $68,000. We need 50 for the race. So I basically got like $18,000 right now that I can spend on the car if I want. But I don't think I need much yet.
So Alec and those kids from the Heights ain't doing things the right way, huh? Big surprise.
I know, right? Getting kind of fun now. Wonder if Alec wears an eye patch.
Oh, I'm serious.
Do I not sound serious? Eye patches are hardcore.
Tess, I mean it. Keep the kid out of it. I already lost Yaz. I don't want to lose anybody else.
Oh, Mr. Rice.
Alright, so I'm going to pull out my Lancer here. We're going to go to performance. We're going to go to parts. I think I have pro everything, which is all I have open. So that's equipped. That's equipped. That's equipped. We got this pro equipped here, which the car came with it. I didn't put that in. I might have chose a different one, but it works, and it was with the car, so I equipped the Pro Nas. These I kind of stay away from just because it doesn't. Well, I guess that one does. Okay, so if you look over there, you can look at the traction it gives the car. The more traction, the more speed that you can get from it. But you have to watch it, because if you get too much traction, it won't drift very good around the corners. And I think that's the problem I had with the Trans Am and with the convertible Mustang, is it grips so much that I lost some of my drift. So you had to hit the corners just right or you crashed, because you couldn't really drift with the car around the corner. So I don't normally mess with these too much. Although maybe I should. So it's a lot of traction. What do we have in now? So right now we have basic in, and we're right in the middle for traction. So basically with that, what that Pro would do is it would give me more traction, and I wouldn't be able to drift very well in this. Now this one here would make me drift all over the place, which we don't want. So this one would kind of keep me the same, and I could make adjustments a little bit if I wanted to. But it's a lot of money for really doing nothing. And then this one would give me a lot more grip. And I really don't want that, so we're going to back out of that. Brakes, I have Pro equipped already. Tires, I changed the tires at one point, and it worked and it didn't. You really got to watch how you want to race with the car. You really got to watch how you race with the car. Because if you put tires on that are too sticky, like I said, you're going to have to hit them corners just right. You're not going to be able to drift around them. If you put the tires on that are too loose, you're going to set it up for drifting, and then you're going to be all over the place, and you're not going to have as much speed. So we have Pro tires that we could put on. Now this one wouldn't do much for the car. Basically, you're just putting them on to put them on. It might ride a little bit different. I'm not sure. These have more grip, so you'd really have to watch how you take the corners once again. These ones will set you up for drifting. These are road tires, which will give you more traction, but you'll have harder time off-road. And these you want to put on like a truck or something if you're going to do a lot of off-roading with it, which I haven't really run into a lot of off-road stuff yet. There might be a section or something in the race where you go off-road for a little bit, but most of it's on-road. So I just don't want to change the traction on it because I like the way the car handles. I definitely don't want to drift. Yeah, I don't want too much grip. I could maybe put these on, but it doesn't really give me any boost. So I don't know if the handling would really be changed that much. So we're just going to leave the tires alone. I equipped the Pro clutch, and the drivetrain and the differential is kind of the same thing as the tires. I have a Pro one in, or actually no, I have a Super one in because it came with the car. But it lets you adjust stuff. And then you got the differential. I have the basic in, but you can put the sport or the pro or whatever you have unlocked in, and what it does is it lets you adjust your handling. So like if I went with the race tires that have more grip, I could put this in and then adjust the handling a little bit more to where I wanted it. But then what's the sense of doing that? You're gonna buy the tires for better grip, then you're gonna put the differential in so that you drift more. So to me, it's just kind of like, at least in the beginning. Now maybe later on in the game, you're gonna need a little more of that, technical handling to where you can adjust it to exactly where you want it to, maybe get the edge in a race. But just starting out, I just really don't see the need for it yet. Now auxiliary, these are kind of nice. So we are going to buy one of these here. Now this reduces the amount of damage that your vehicle receives in collisions with cops and racers, so you don't take as much damage. Now playing on easy mode, damage isn't a huge thing. I've never had my car conk out on me to where I couldn't drive it, but that's probably because I'm on easy mode. If you're on a different mode, these would probably matter a lot more. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this one, which increases the amount of damage that other vehicles receive from me if I hit them. Or this is a repair kit, which will save you if you end up crashing and your car is unrunnable. It'll repair it and you'll be able to keep going. Now here, it gives you boosts for doing different things. So this one does near misses. You get a little bit of boost back. Earn more boost from drafting, so you got to be real close to the car in front of you and draft them for a few seconds, and it'll help add to your boost. This one you get from taking jumps, which helps a lot in some races and not so much in others. And then these two are different ways you turn. If you grip around the turn, or if you drift around the turn. Now, one thing that I always do just about every race is at least drift around a couple different corners. So it basically, you'll use this in every single race. So if I'm going to buy one, this is the one I'm going to buy for now. And we have the 10 grand to spare. So it's either this or one of these two. I would probably take this because I'm playing on easy mode. You know what? We're gonna up our boost, I think. We'll up our boost, and next time we have some money, we'll buy one of these three. So let's up our boost right now from drifting. Let's put that in. So now we're still above our 50 grand that we need to enter the race on Saturday, but we're still at a level 3.5 heat going into our night. So we're going to have to be careful. We're going to want a couple big money races, and then we're going to head back to the safe house. Alright, so I think I'm going to take a break here real quick, and get myself set up here, and I will start up another stream in probably about 15 minutes, and we'll get back into some racing. So thanks for joining me. I kind of went through some of the basics with you guys and showed you some gameplay, and we will do some serious racing, getting a bunch of races out of the way and making that qualifier in the next stream. But I want to be able to sit down and not have any interruptions for the rest of it, because we're going to do the rest of Thursday, then we're going to hit Friday and hit the qualifier on Saturday in the next stream. And that'll be starting up in about 15 minutes. So come back, join us, and we'll have some fun racing.